Good morning, what's up? This is Coach D. Hey, yesterday was my very first day as a career coach in a high school classroom. So check it out. I'm gonna share with you some of the things I learned from a few of the students on yesterday. The first thing that I noticed in coming back to the high school and working as a career coach is that these kids really do wanna work. I know, people think that they're lazy, they have no goals, no drive, no dreams, but these kids, believe it or not, actually want to be somebody. Let me explain. The first student I talked to yesterday was a senior, and I asked her what she wanted to do with her life, and she said she wants to help people that have problems with their skin. So she wants to go to school where she can learn how to help people to feel better and look better about themselves. The second student I talked to said he wanted to be a criminal psychologist. He's already applied for 4 different colleges and he's just waiting for acceptance. I asked him why did he want to be a criminal psychologist. He said he's always been curious as to what makes people do the things they do, and he'd like to be able to get into their heads as well as be able to help their families to understand better as to what's going on. All right, second period, I talked to 2 young ladies, and one of them said she wanted to be a pediatrician. So I asked her why, and said she's always liked little babies, and she feels like if she can help a child to stay alive, she said it would just be so worthwhile. And so the second lady I talked to, she said she wanted to be a nurse, but she wanted to be a nurse for people that are going through like 5150s, or they kind of lost their mind for a minute. And I asked her why, and she said she had some family members that have gone through that. And she began to cry. And as she cried, I told her, I said, you know why you're crying? It's because you have a passion and a calling for that career. So do you. My second period class, I talked to a couple of juniors, and these young ladies here just looked like they were focused. You know, there's just a look about them. So I went over to them, and both of them want to be in cosmetology, and they're juniors. And so I said, so what are you guys doing right now to prepare? And they said they're both taking classes after school for cosmetology, which gives them a year of experience under their belt before they graduate. Pretty cool. My third period class, I had a young lady, senior. She said she wanted to be a businesswoman. She also said she's like cosmetology and working on cars. So it's like, okay, so what do you see yourself doing? She said she wants to do all of those things. So go for it. She's already taken a cosmetology class. She says she wants to work on cars, but she never has. So I told her about UTI, which is a trade school that teaches you how to work on cars. And I encouraged her to check it out before graduation. She said, cool. The second senior I talked to, he wants to be an artist. I won't tell you his name because when I asked his name, he told me, but he didn't like his name. He said he never liked how his parents named him this, and so he gave me another name that he would like for me to call him. And I said, cool, I'll call you that. And so a few minutes later, since we started talking about photography and why he wants to be a photographer, I gave him my phone. I said, hey man, while you like taking random pictures, why don't you take some pictures of Coach D and just kind of see what you do as a photographer. He snatched my phone and he couldn't wait. He just walked around the class, just taking shots. So it's pretty cool to see him doing something that he really is passionate about. My fourth period class, I spoke to a young man, said he wanted to be a truck driver. I asked him, did he know any truck drivers? He said no. I said, why do you want to be a truck driver? He said he thinks it'd be kind of cool, to be on the road. And I said, man, do you realize how important truck drivers are to make sure that we get our goods and services in a timely manner? I said, man, it is everything, man. It's one of the most important jobs out there is being a truck driver. As a matter of fact, I have an ex-student who's a truck driver. I can hook you up with them if you want. And the kid said, well, yeah, okay. And so I called one of my ex-students. And of course, all my students are always willing to help me out. And this young man said, hey, Coach D, I got you, man. Here's my number. Have the kid call me tomorrow, and we'll chop it up about truck driving. So we're gonna see what happens today when it comes to this student and the truck driving situation. Also in this fourth period class was a math tutor. This young lady is in college right now, and she's working part-time as a math tutor. And she tells me that she feels bad because she really is not sure what she wants to do with her life, and she's 23 years old, and all her friends are going off into their careers, and she's just not sure, and she feels kind of stuck. Sad, but that's what happens with a lot of young adults. If you don't know who you are, and you don't know what careers match who you are, then you're going down rugged paths, rugged terrain. You don't really know where you're going, but you're not really going down the smooth path. That's why Coach D's here. My fifth and final class period of the day, I talked to two seniors. One of these young men wants to be a cop. So I asked him why. And he said he wants to help protect and serve his community, and that his uncle is a cop, and he likes his way of living. And so I asked him if he knew what it took to be a cop. He said, yeah, you go to community college for 2 years, and then you go off to university for a couple years, and then you get into the academy, and you're doing your thing. So I was like, good, man, that's good. Second young man I talked to, fifth period, he says he wants to be a mechanic. So I told him about UTI, which is a trade school that'll help you work on cars. And I also told him about one of my former students who runs his own car mechanic shop. I said, hey, would you like to maybe meet my former student? Maybe he can show you around the shop, kind of tell you how things go. That way you have an idea if that's what you really want to do. He said, yeah, that'd be cool. So I called my homie. He texted me right back. That's why I love my former students, man. They get it. He told me, hey, Coach D, man, just have the kid call me up, man. We'll schedule a day, have him and his mom and dad come up to the shop and check it out. So today we're gonna find out if he made that phone call to my homie to schedule an appointment. A lot of times these kids are kind of afraid when opportunities hit them right in their face. They don't think it's gonna be right there, but Coach D is giving you careers like right now. That's what I love what I'm doing. Helping kids right now get into their pathway right now so they can help others right now. That's what it's all about. What we have to realize is that we all have challenges. It causes depression, anxiety, all kinds of mess goes on in your body, everything. So it's very important that you know who you are, you know what your gifts are, and that when you're going through stuff, share your gifts with others. It gets your mind off of your stuff. So you know what you're good at, you know what you bring to the table. So when you're feeling kind of icky, share your gift with others.